Hello, today we would like to invite you to watch our presentation. So let's start. Uh, the culture is the characteristics and knowledge of a particular group of people defined by everything from language, religion, cuisine, social habits, music, and arts. Now, let's ask yourself, would you act the same way at a rock concert as would you while watching a symphony orchestra perform? Although there are no written rules that dictate the acceptable way to act at either type of performance, the concert audience will try to make it very clear to you if your behavior doesn't conform to what they consider to be appropriate. At concerts, sporting events, and just about everywhere that people get together, group members convey social expectations by how they dress and act. Newcomers to the group are expected to learn what is acceptable to the group by observing the behaviors and dress code of the group members and adapting to the situation accordingly. So organization culture works a lot like this. Every company has its own unique personality, just like people do. The unique personality of an organization is referred to as its culture. So, how we define organizational culture? Organizational culture is a system of shared assumptions, values, and beliefs which governs how people behave in organization. These shared values have a strong influence on the people in the organizations and dictate how they dress, act, and perform their jobs. As you see, the culture is like an iceberg. And most people think of culture as the visible values and behaviors within an organization, shaped by employees' perks and benefits, the office policies and environment, and the corporate brand and values. These are all part of corporate culture, but like an iceberg, the majority of what drives the behavior within the organization is unseen and largely inaccessible, far below the surface of what anyone in the company consciously thinks about. The way things get done around here is our favorite catch-all definition of organizational culture. We see it in the stories employees tell about the organization, the conversations they have with each other, and the way they go about their daily work. But these visible indicators are only part of the story. Okay, now let's consider the corporate culture features. By what is the conception defined? I think the most important thing is an innovation which creates corporate culture. What's also important is, as we see on the slide, attention to detail, emphasis on outcome, emphasis on people, teamwork, because in corporation culture, it's very important to work together, have shared vision and values. We also can maintain aggressiveness or stability. Okay, so we define the conception. And now we will try to answer the question about the importance why the organizational culture matters. So, what is organizational culture? We have said. So, the sense of identity. The first function that organizational culture performs is providing group members with a sense of identity. And now, please look at the definition of boundaries. Every organization wants to be special, has something anybody has. How can we do that? What's the way to be another than everybody around? What makes us different from others? Why are we special? We need to consider that and be powerful because of it. And the generation of commitment. Another function of organizational culture is that they generates commitment from the members of an organization. This causes members of an organization to feel dedication to the group. And rules and standards. The last function that organizational culture provides to members of an organization is a set of unwritten rules and standards that define the rules of the game into members. And why culture matters is that, like I said, please look at the slide. And now we see how is culture and strategy together.
Let's see some examples of types of organization culture. The first is culture of sales, is called the culture of power. The characteristic feature is the existence of so-called power circle. Several people have access to power, and some employees who formally hold manager positions. Functioning of the institution depends on the personality of the boss. The next is Apollo culture. It is called culture of the power. There are clearly defined competences of hierarchy: director, deputies, team leaders, their deputies, etc. Next is culture of Athens, which is called the culture of experts, of the culture of task organization. It is a culture of organic structure. As the body change, there will also change. The next is Dionysus culture, which is also called the culture of freedom, of the culture of the individual. Culture is a personality of the organization. Culture enters into a psyche of members of the organization. This process is sometimes referred to as acculturation or socialization, and involves insertion of culture into individual of the group. Let's see some organization culture, like Wegmans supermarkets, which their mission is care and respect in the work they will love. And next is Google. Mission is do not anything wrong. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you for watching.